Hello, all. Welcome back. So, when I reacted to Jenny's Tale, obviously by Ren, everyone, great, loads of feedback. You need to do parts 2 and 3. And I was like, okay, parts 2 and 3. And then I got lots of information that the tale of Jenny and Screech has the full thing. People told me it's got Screech's tail and Violet's tail, so I'm like, okay, I can see Screech's tail, who's Violet, etc., etc. And why does it come together? There's a tail, so clearly it will. So I've got the video up, but I've pulled forward to when Jenny's Tale's finished, because I've already reacted to that. And you guys, if you don't know it, go and find it on Ren's channel and go and listen to Jenny's Tale. And I just want to take it from that point where that song ends and Screech's Tale begins, and just follow the build-up, because as I've already alluded to, and as I've every other reactor on YouTube, this is a storyteller. Now, is he a master storyteller? Where his influence is coming from? And that's what I want to get into, the music. Why is it connecting with so many people? It's not just a song, it's a story, and it's not just a story, it's a social construct, it's a social commentary, because it certainly was with Jenny. So let's just see where Screech fits, what happened with Screech, because I'm intrigued. So let's get into it, guys. In for a journey. And when I remember when I heard Jenny's Tale, it's obvious to see he has guitar abilities, and I don't know enough about guitar, but I do know what one person said, and that was Eddie Van Halen. He said, if it sounds right, it is right. That sounds right. But it's got that what people have told me as bardcore, which I kind of identified myself. That's not new. I'm not telling you anything you don't know already. I'm just my observations. It's got that classical feeling to it. The scales looks like he's playing as a concerto for guitar in F minor. It seems it's got elements of that. So it resonates with me instantly from my limited knowledge of music. But now let's see what Screech's Tale as it is, what's going to unfold in front of me, because that's the fascinating bit. That's the bit you enjoy, right?
Our story, it starts right at the end of the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow. Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
Okay, Ren. So this is this sort of, when I think about it, he's aware, Screech is aware that he's in deep. This is wrong. And he's reaching out to the side he knows. Patrick. Is Patrick in, or is he out, or is he living another life? And why can't he get in? There's no refuge for him. There's no escape from his actions. Yeah, that's what this build-up is, that his first port of entry, he knocked till he saw there's going to be an end in here. Yeah, and because he can't get in, otherwise he'd be in and it'd be a different story. Yeah, but we'll see. And it keeps the narrative of what's happening, but it also throws in, because the really sad opening, our story, it starts right at the end of The Poor Life of Jenny, is a wailing. It's almost like, this has happened, and it's an introduction to the real drama. Yeah, the real drama of it. So Patrick, you can't get into Patrick. So is he going to spiral? What's going to happen? Because I know if you're in a panic mode and you can't find that place to go, how do you control that? Is it fight or flight? What's going to happen next?
Hey, babe, are you in? Nah, nothing really. I'm just a bit tired. Listen, can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes!
More rejection. Who's babe? Is this a relationship that's over because he's starting to spiral now? Yeah.
Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest. Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
So he spiraled. Now, it's a horrible, obviously he's socially aware, he's, creatives who are intellectual, they're going to be thinking way beyond me, because I'm still chucking rocks at the moon. They're busy building a rocket to get to the moon. And I'm not ashamed of that someone thinks like that. It's fascinating. But is this a comedy? And YouTube, don't strike me down. But you often hear people who know it's the end, and there's this, what they call, ending your life by cop. Did he realise ending your life because the police are there? Did he realise there was no way out for him? Did the story that build up where he says, I've got nowhere to go, the people who were closest to him, I can immediately recall, the streets are empty, he can't hide. Does he want to hide? Is this a case of, I'm, for want of a better word, I'm going to go out on my terms, or I deserve to go out? Because he clearly says he's done something wrong. He knows it's wrong. He knows that. But he's so fueled by his hatred of himself and the world, I suspect. It's a 16-year, it's a young boy. It's not a grown man. It's this, like Salinger's Catcher in the Rye, Holden. This, do we need to protect our children? Is that what this is reminding us all? That we're also vulnerable. It's a story about vulnerability and exploitation of others, of yourself, of society, on you. It's a snapshot of their tale so far, but it doesn't It allows you, the thinker, to create your own story. He's just giving you the chunk and saying, okay, off you go. This is what I'm going to tell you. You go away and think what you want to think. And that's such great storytelling to a degree. And it's not a critique because it's a song. It's not a 80,000 word book, right? It's not a sonnet. It's not Macbeth. It's not Othello. It's not in that framework. It's a snapshot. It's condensed to make you think. And I love that. So who's Violet? Okay, let's find out. Like I said, I don't know enough about guitar or how the sounds are structured, but my ear tells me that opening was quite contemporary. You could hear sort of, rock acoustic, almost, if you like, contemporary music, and then he switches to that classical Spanishy feel, that bard feel, if you like, and then he switches it again, as he's doing now, to the actual sort of walking and talking methodology approaches in some of this song, and he is mixing it all in. For me, that's what I hear, and it's fascinating. Why are we drawn to that rhythm, that beat, the mathematical element? Chords are structured, music structured. It just is. It's a rhythm. It touches you or it doesn't, and when it does, you can't avoid it. Yeah, that's why you find yourself tapping your feet to songs. It's just like an almost built-in automated response. And our responses to storytelling go back 50,000 years around campfires, and it's just the whole world exists through a series of stories as a narrative. That's what we know. It's what we've read, what we've been told, what's been handed down. So that's why I think obviously he does the bard element of he's handing you a story down, or he's giving you that story now, and it's up to you what you do with it. But it's a stunning mix of modern structure and sort of 1700 structure, but it works because, like I said with Van Halen, if it sounds right, it is right. Let's carry on and hear the rest of this song because it's too much. It's almost like an auditory sensory overload, not to the point where you can't listen anymore, but you need to process, and I'm processing on the hoof. Yeah, you guys, I'm sure, have had a lot of time to listen, and you'll know if I'm wrong because you'll tell me, and you'll also tell me if I'm right, or if you think I'm right, or if you agree with me, which is cool. Get in the comments, guys, let me know.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Who don't know London or from outside of London, or sort of in the late 90s, early 2000s, Paddington area, the King's Cross area, they cross over, and it really was a no-go zone. I've been travelling in and out of London since 1982 on my own, and it really won actually, and it was well known at that time. It's not the same now, but that area is talking about that sort of it was developing, and Paddington and King's Cross were not places you wanted to be at night after 10 o'clock on your own. You really didn't. And it's interesting that he's laying that 2005, 2005. He's telling you the story. But if you understand the context of London at the time, what? Yeah, at that time. So Violet's living in that time. She's a product of that time. Yeah. Yeah. That bit there reminds me of the movies when they go back in time. That's the spiral of sound you get. It's going backwards. It's a descending scale. So it's really cool because it does visualize you, that whirling back down to the beginning. He is brilliant. Make no mistake. And it's easy to say someone's brilliant, but when you're getting this much from him, it has to be brilliant. Has to be.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took a tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was the wrong one but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took a tie but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark.
He's so intelligent. He's so aware. This is an arena I've worked in for 30 years. And you'll hear great psychologists, although he's more of a public figure, he speaks psychologically. It's Jordan Peterson when he talks about what women have to navigate. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, he just gives you an explanation. That seems to make sense. The younger a woman is, she's looking for that protective element, and that protective element is someone who can, that element that meets her needs is someone who's charming, who's capable of keeping danger away from a door, and a lot of the times that's just the wrong kind of person because they themselves haven't grown yet. They're not providing anything other than a false sense of security. So it's here that she meets a boy named Steve. She's got herself a job, she's fighting tooth and nail to stay. You can read that. She was a silent girl, so she was demure. She's broken free because she's moved out. She's been in what you call the care system, wherever that's Australia, the UK, America. It kind of has the same outcome. The state will support you, and that welfare scheme, the apartment and living on her own, getting a job, just how much effort and fighting she's had to do that, and then she falls for a wrong-un. Because she's clearly suffered at the hands of a family background that would destroy most people. Yeah, 9.9 out of 10 wouldn't recover from that. But this girl, she's got a job. And it might not be the best job in the world for her, or it might not be the best job in the world as we view it, but it's her own identity. And then she finds a boy, but he's a wrong one for all the reasons. And she fell fast because it's a sense of identity, community, and belonging. You'll hear people saying this is pop psychology. In the desert, a thirsty man will drink sand if he thinks it looks like water. Yeah, that's the illusion of safety. That's the illusion of what your brain creates for you, your emotional need and physical need. But then he gets back to doing what? It's that cycle of abuse that she's going to be part of. think of Better Man by Pearl Jam. Go listen to that. Kind of different, but there's elements of that. Yeah. And that's, yeah. Anyway, let's carry on.
He never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddywhack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet. London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins are lying side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ren. Yeah, you just completely messed with my head. It's storytelling, it's music making, it's creativity. It's nothing's ever totally new. Everything's relatively a derivative of something before, but you can infuse it with your own style, your own cadence, your own style of songwriting. But there's elements here from everywhere that he's drawn about, and I'm sure you acknowledge that. But is it individually brilliant? Yeah, for sure. Is it something I've not heard before in its complete format? No, I haven't. Have we all heard bits of what he does? And every artist has bits of what they do, but they pull it together and make it unique. Yeah, he's done that. And the story is it's just the evolution of, for want of a better word, violence begets violence. It's a nature-nurture argument. You are a product of your own environment. She almost breaks free, but she's pulled back in. And it's not by design. She wouldn't have chosen to go back into that violent world, but it's what she knew, it's what she lived, it's what she experienced. And maybe she just wasn't old enough. Maybe she wasn't ready to be that way. But even in that moment, she's still clinging on to what is best about humanity. If I'm going to go, keep this baby safe. That is, we all know that story. It's so true because it would just be what a mom would say. Yeah, a mom who was going to add value to their life, but it clearly didn't work out like that because we now know who they were and what they were a product of generationally. and that fate brought them together, that dark night, and it's almost Shakespearean. It's almost a black comedy to the point where you think that just can't be. It's so deeply dark that you think, how the hell did that happen? But he's created that by wrapping up the story. It's absolutely stunning. Guys, I've waffled on for ages. I didn't expect to. I'm glad you've had your patience with me. Please let me know in the comments below. I know who Ren is now, to a degree. Obviously, there's High Ren. And people have been saying, Alan, you need to do High Ren. And my explanation was, why do I need to do High Ren? Why does it have to be the instant song I go to? I'll really do that with a new artist if I find them, if it appears on my homepage. Because I listen to lots of music. I do listen to other artists, obviously, than the ones I put on the channel. But I wanted to learn a little about him, get a feel for his style before I go to the one that everybody quite rightly appears to be raving about. I've still not heard it. Yeah, I've still not heard High Ren. And it's because I've deliberately avoided it so I can enjoy it when I hear it with some background Stewie hears. I know, you know, it's going to be a combination of who he is. Just by the title, Hi Ren, Hi Alan, Hi Bob, Hi Jill. So, fascinating. But I won't be doing it in like 2 days. It could be 2 weeks. And if that's not quick enough for you guys, I apologize. I like to broad scope the channel so it appeals to a lot of people and me at the same time. If it doesn't appeal to me, then I can't do it. This isn't my career. This isn't something I'm doing to try and make money and listen, I'm not knocking YouTubers. It's a valuable thing that reaction channels provide. And they do it on everything, and they really hone in and they get skilled at it. There's a couple of guys out there I watch, like LFR. I listen to Rick Beato, and I'll go and watch Elizabeth, and I'll go and watch Justin Hawkins. You know, I'll tap into people to listen to what they're doing. But just like you, a listener, this is the channel that I wanted to create, and I can't deviate from that. Otherwise, it's just trying to get clicks. I suppose I could do that with every song if I spent all day in it, but like you guys, I'm at work. Yeah, and I'm sure like YouTube creators, that is their work. That's why they get to do that. I can't be. Until next time, guys, take care. Hope you have patience.